Meanwhile, State Assemblyman Vince Fong is maintaining his strong lead in California's 20th district, but Fong's campaign still has to win an appellate court case to keep his name on the ballot as the California Secretary of State's office hopes to take him off. Eyewitness News reporter Will Silverstein is here with the details. Will.
Well, Michael, the question is, can Vince Fong run in two different races? Well, the Superior Court said yes, and he is on the ballot for California's 20th district and 32nd State Assembly district, and currently ahead in both.
You've got a fantastic, candidate in Vince Fong, who would be a tremendous congressman.
California's 20th district could be a Republican versus Republican runoff in November, and while political strategist Tim Rosales has his preference, he says it's a good thing.
What I think is it shows kind of the strength of the Republican bench, and that Republicans are doing very well in that part of the Central Valley, and that's a good thing.
For Kern County Republicans and Kern County Republican Party leadership, Fong is the preferred candidate. Central Committee members Kathy Abernathy and Ken Weir have voiced their support for Fong. The Kern County GOP is backing Vince Fong, but he still has a few more legal challenges to overcome to be on the ballot come this November.
This really is unprecedented, at least in the past 100 years or so.
Now to the dark legal cloud over Fong's shoulder, an appeal from California's Secretary of State to a Superior Court ruling from Sacramento allowing Fong to run for two offices.
Here you have the incumbent assembly member who's likely going to win re-election and is also the leading candidate to replace McCarthy for that congressional seat.
Former federal prosecutor and Assistant U.S. District Attorney Neama Rahmani says the Secretary of State's office will argue 2 points.
The first is the language of the election code itself. But the second is going to be a public policy argument that it would be unfair and disenfranchise voters.
Rahmani says he can't predict an appellate court ruling, but he thinks chances are better for Fong's team, who will point to an elections code allowing anyone qualified to run for a vacated office.
The law is vague. Although the code says that someone can't run for two offices at once, it does say that if an incumbent decides not to run, that opens the window for someone to submit their nomination.
As for the voter disenfranchisement argument, Rahmani believes that argument can work for Fong's team too.
Removing him from one race where he's already won may disenfranchise some voters. If the Court of Appeals is going to step in and either affirm the decision or reverse it, they have to do so soon, well before the November general election.
Now, of course, Fong has not been confirmed to the top two in November just yet, but he does lead his opponents by double digits with around 50% of the vote in so far. Reporting in studio, Will Silverstein, Eyewitness News.